Hello, welcome to Child Abuse Awareness with Darlene J. Clark. I was supposed to do this yesterday, but my internet was out most, most of the day, so I was upset because I could not get on and get this out there. So I just went ahead and said, well, I'll do it today. I hated the fact that when I have something scheduled, that something kind of like throws a monkey wrench in it. I guess at times, that's just nature. That's just how life is. But we're getting it done now. And child abuse is physical, child sexual, child exploitation, different ways and different forms of child abuse. Personal, I also discuss some personal stories with one caring community. Do you want to be a part of the solution or part of the problem? Work together and get these stories out there. Kids deserve it. Please subscribe, like, share, ring the bell as well. Thank you so much. Without further ado, hey there. I'm so sorry about my internet doing like it did yesterday. I'm so glad that you're here. Good to see you as well. I always like to start off with a Bible verse, Matthew 18, verse 6. But whoso shall fear one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. I'm going to try to start reading a little bit slower because some people told me because they are not used to a southern accent, they have trouble understanding me. I would take that into mind and do it slower. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. It is so good to see you. I'm proud that you're here. Like I said, it really bothers me when I haven't planned to come and tell a story because we need these stories told. I'm going to go ahead and change the settings because the very first thing I'm going to come across is a video. So first, I need to make sure to change the audio. So for a few minutes, you won't be able to hear me. That kind of page kind of like changed a little bit. I don't know why all of a sudden it changed. Um, I don't see the audio thing here now. I guess we could do it without changing the audio. I'll just read the story because it's basically going to be the same thing. Need to go ahead and present now. Share screen. Oh, now I see the settings for the video. So while I'm doing that, I might as well do that. All right. It made me change my mind really quick, didn't it?
Who was home alone, texted her father telling him someone was knocking on their door. Lamentablemente. I told her don't open the door. because I'm arriving at work. And she responded, I'm in bed. That was the last time he heard from her. So he sent relatives to their apartment on Main Street in Pasadena to check on her. They found the front door unlocked and little Maria was nowhere to be found. So her father came home and began searching. And that's when he found his little girl's lifeless body underneath his bed inside of a laundry basket. Unfortunately, they left her under the bed in a plastic bag. They left my poor daughter. According to the Pasadena Medical Examiner's office, Maria had been raped and strangled.
What they did to her, they didn't have the, oh my God, I'm in shock.
This heinous crime has left neighbors sickened and afraid for their safety because the monster responsible is still on the loose.
This little girl, she's this like little angel. How can they do that to her? And hopefully you get caught, whoever did this to her. Hopefully you do.
And we asked Pasadena police if they believe this little girl was targeted.
It seems awfully, suspicious that, dad leaves for work and, within 30 minutes you've got somebody knocking at the door.
Pasadena police saying that this community has a large population of undocumented migrants. So some people are hesitant to speak with them, but they want to make it clear.
I'm here to tell you right now, immigration status on a case like that, but it's neither here nor there. The important thing right now is solving this case and getting the community safe.
Yeah, really a tragic story to report on tonight. I can tell you, police say the criminal responsible for taking this little girl's life will be facing capital murder charges when they are caught. They are asking anyone with information, anyone who might have seen something, to come forward. Call the Pasadena Police Department. You can always call Crime Stoppers if you'd like to remain anonymous, and there is a reward for information that leads to an arrest. For now, I'm live in Pasadena. Gabby Hart, Fox 26 News.
I don't mind sharing this, so if you ever get a page, you'll see how it's changed and everything. Mercy there. I don't know yet. Painting my tummy from this morning. There. Oh, what X-ray, lady. Please keep me posted on that, Jackie. Would appreciate it. We'll go over this a little more right here. And of course, this is what it says right here. This is from Post. No, quit that. New York Post. Dad finds daughter, 11, dead under the bed hours after she warned him about a stranger at the door. Cops said. Okay, so now I gotta make this big again while it goes on this side. A Texas dad came home to find his 11-year-old daughter had been raped and left dead under his bed, some 5 hours after she alerted him to a stranger at their door, according to cops and the grieving dad. Carmelo Gonzalez, age 32, told Fox 26 he had recently arrived at work when he got a text from his daughter Maria at 10 a.m. Saturday to say someone was knocking at their door in Pasadena. I told her, don't open the door because I am arriving at work. And she responded, I am in my bed. Gonzalez said of the good, quiet girl who only recently turned 11. Dad later asked relatives who live in the same building to go check on her because he hadn't heard from her. Pasadena Police Chief Josh Brugger told a press conference Tuesday. One thing I thought about this, I know what I would have done in a situation like this. I would have called the relative right away since they live in the same building as the little girl, and I would have said, she's scared there's somebody knocking on her door. Can you go down there and stay with her? That's usually what I would have done. I wouldn't have wanted to leave him alone, her alone. The dad, but we cannot blame because he did the best he could. in this situation. He thought, I guess he thought she'll be safe because there's family around. An aunt and uncle found the door open, but were unable to locate her after cursory check, the police chief said. Here's a picture of the sweet, innocent child right here. Look how beautiful. How beautiful. And it is strange that within 30 minutes of the dad leaving, the guy was at their door. Like he had been following her maybe home from school. Maybe he knew that these are a lot of illegal aliens in that building. See, is this recent? Yes, this was really recent. Very recent. This was, let me go right here. It was updated August the 16th, 2023. It's pretty recent, you know. Look how beautiful. The girl. I love her outfit too. Very scary. When Gonzalez got home around 3 p.m., as he says, Maria Gonzalez, 11, was found dead on Saturday, with police saying she was sexually assaulted and strangled before her death. Gonzalez got home around 3 p.m., about 5 hours after his daughter's alarming warning. He found her lifeless body inside a laundry basket under his bed. They left her under the bed in a plastic bag. They left my poor daughter. Gonzalez, oh, sorry, I'm getting tongue tied. I feel like crying here. Gonzalez told the local outlet. The 11-year-old was sexually assaulted before being strangled, the police chief said, adding that the young girl also suffered from blunt force trauma to the head, so he actually beat her as well. Yes, probably followed her from school or something, you know. I hope she didn't have no social media post or anything letting people know anything and thinking that she's writing to a young kid also, you know what I'm saying? Pasadena medical examiner confirmed that Maria had been raped and strangled, Fox 26 said. Investigators do not have any suspects for the violent crime, said the police chief, revealing that some people have volunteered DNA to be cleared. At this point, the father's alibi checks out, so he is, at this point, at least not a suspect, Kruger said. I hope to God he's not. Hope to God he didn't do this to his own daughter. I hope to God he didn't. Dad and daughter lived alone in the apartment with the dead girl's mom believed to be in Guatemala, the chief said. I do not know their legal status, the police chief said of the family, stressing that it's the least of our concerns at this point. Yeah, poor little girls, you know. The home showed no signs of forced entry and the door was closed but unlocked. But I know some people who can pick a lock and it don't even look like it was forcefully opened or nothing. I know some people that knows how to do that well because they worked as a locksmith. So many criminals that know how to do that also. But unlocked when Maria's aunt and uncle first checked out the scene. So they came and didn't find her though. You know what I'm saying? So they left. Pasadena Police Chief Josh Brugger said the preteen's death was very, very violent. Guess that's where she stays. Oh man, that's the same color of my apartment door. What they had just recently painted our doors green like that. Yeah, someone had to be watching. Someone had to even be watching the daddy leave. You know what I'm saying? They were just waiting for the daddy to leave and make sure that he's gone a little bit and would not have time to turn back around or something right quick. They had to know basically how long it would take him probably to get to work and all that. You know what I'm saying? It seems like he might even been followed to work at times just so they know his schedule and how long it would take him to get to work, how far he would be away from work. Yeah, it's got that about the the home showed no signs of forced entry. The apartment area had security cameras, but they might not have been recording due to the recent storms. See, due to the recent storms, cameras may not have been recorded. The killer likely knew that the little girl was home alone at the time, Ruger suggested. It seems awfully suspicious that Dad leaves for work and within 30 minutes you got somebody knocking at the door, the police chief noted. Okay, I've got that one, and then I got another one, and this one is USA Today. Body of strangled 11-year-old Texas girl found hidden under bed after sex assault. So this is their words, and this was published at 9:24 Eastern Time, August the 16th, 2023. Then it was updated August the 16th at 9:27 a.m. 3 minutes later, and it said 11-year-old found strangled under a bed in Pasadena, Texas home. Yeah, but that's the ad right there. Police in Southeast Texas are investigating after they say someone sexually assaulted and strangled an 11-year-old Pasadena girl found hidden under her bed in her home over the weekend. Pasadena Police Department Police Chief Josh Brugger said officers found the girl's body on Saturday inside an apartment after they were dispatched to the home just after 3 p.m. for a report of a girl not breathing. Officers and paramedics responded to the scene where the 11-year-old girl was pronounced dead, Ruger said during a press conference on Monday. So, this Monday of this week, today's Friday, so it happened 4 days ago. The victim has been identified as Maria Gonzalez Acutamule. The Harris County medical examiner reported Maria died as a result of asphyxia due to strangulation and blunt force head trauma and neck trauma. Head and neck trauma. Ruger said the child was also sexually assaulted. The case is being investigated as a criminal homicide. As of Tuesday, no arrests have been made in the child's slaying, and police continue to search for her killer. We're doing our level best to get out and solve this crime, Brugger told reporters. As a parent of an almost 10-year-old myself, it's certainly a cause for concern. Said the apartment, which Brugger said is relatively small, is about 13 miles southeast of downtown Houston. Oh, that's a big hub for sex trafficking. Consists of a fairly close-knit community and is relatively quite complex. The chief said Maria and her 32-year-old father, Carmelo Gonzalez, lived alone in the apartment, and her dad left the home for work about 9:45 a.m. the day of the killing. Shortly after 10 a.m., he said Maria messaged her father there was an unknown person knocking at the front door. That was the last communication he had with his daughter, Peter said. Police say father is not a suspect. Soon after, Maria's father asked family members who also lived in the apartment complex to check on her. An aunt and uncle went to the apartment and did a cursory check and were unable to locate her, the chief said. Police said her father came home from work about 3 p.m. and found his daughter's body concealed underneath the bed in her bedroom, purposely hidden. I thought it said up underneath. That's bad. They said the father came there underneath her bed, purposely hidden. Rieger said the father is not a suspect in the capital murder case, a very violent crime. Maria was not yet enrolled in school. Oh man, so she was not yet enrolled for this year, I guess. Rieger said she and her family, originally from Guatemala, had recently moved to Pasadena from Austin, he said, and had lived in Florida before that. It's certainly a very violent crime, said Brugger, who called the circumstances of the case brutal. The case remained under investigation on Tuesday. Anyone with information about the case is asked to contact Pasadena police. Natalie Asa Lund is a senior reporter for USA Today. Reach her at Nayland at usatoday.com and follow her X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, Natalie Lund. So if anybody's got any kind of information, please contact the police. This little girl deserves justice. Okay, so, yeah, someone's been watching the girl for sure, And, we read about the CCTV where the storms and everything, they possibly don't have video all because of the storms. Exactly. Yeah, I don't know if they were able to say for sure that the story hadn't been updated yet, and I guess they might not want the killer to know that he's been recorded. You know what I'm saying? If they did have the camera going, and they do have it, because they hadn't done another news thing saying none of the cameras caught it. The cameras were off. So did not have any kind of validation to whether or not the cameras recorded or not. I'd say he been watching and waiting as well. And it's a nice little apartment complex where they lived, It looked nice. The building did. And that's a shame that little girl on a weekend. It was a Saturday on a weekend. Usually on Saturdays, remember what we like doing? Watching cartoons, if we could. But back when I was a kid, we had to work in the garden that early in the morning. But you could tell that this person had stalked this little girl. There ain't no doubt about that at all. So please get the word out, and I appreciate you. And my next one that I'll be showing will be about in an hour and a half. I think at 1:30 is when I show it, and it will be about this, Jackie. Oh, you can't see the screen. I'm sorry. So let me present the screen again so you can see what I'm saying. Okay. All right. So I'll be doing this at 1:30. So this that you shared with me. So I'll be sharing that. Yes. So sad. You can't even. One thing I wonder what they're gonna do because there has been some parents that's actually been arrested for leaving their 11-year-old home alone without being attended to. Um, so no telling what they're going to end up doing about this case. Poor child. Poor child. It's kind of weird. And you got to put in mind too. One thing that you might not really know: some people have master keys to apartments. Somebody that could have moved there before They had the key. Could have been a security, one of the guys that's a worker there or past worker there. You know what I'm saying? It could be even the construction people that come and helped work on it and put the doors up and kept keys. You know what? No telling the numbers. There's so many people it could be. But I think they were being singled out because they knew that the Hispanic community, a lot of them were illegal aliens, and a lot of them will be ashamed and afraid to talk. And like this author said, that's the least of their concern. So please, people, please stand up. Seen something, please say something to help this father get justice for his daughter. Um, I wish I knew what else they're gonna do for you. You know how to get in touch with Aaron too. I'll be back in, like I said, around 1:30. But please keep me informed on how you're doing, Jackie. Lots of love to you. And if you need to talk, maybe get Aaron to. Aaron's got my phone number, so he knows how to access me. So if you need me, he knows how to get in touch with me. All right. And lots of love for you. And thank you for coming. Please have thoughts and prayers. And sometimes you wonder too, when the mother's in Guatemala, whether or not she had any desire to, maybe she had a job over there. I don't know. Maybe she's going to come over there a little bit later. I don't know. We don't know what all happened with this situation. It's not the daddy's fault. It's not the girl's fault. It's the perpetrator's fault who did this. But please, y'all, always make sure that there's some kind of adult around. It probably would have been good, they would have said, contact your aunt, that lives in the same housing, lives in the same apartments. If something happens, please contact the aunt. And I think if she would have done that, it maybe she'd been safer. But when we looked at the apartments, it says same building. I hope it really means it's the same apartment building because there's a lot of buildings right there. You know how devastating that they'll be knowing knowing they went to go check on her. You know how they would blame herself, thinking, well, maybe she was somewhat breathing still, and we might have been able to save her life. They're still going to do that. That's just human nature. Kicking yourself and you're blaming yourself, and this is the perpetrator. It's his fault or her fault. Well, thank you so much, and lots of love. God bless you. Yeah, we're not even safe in our own house. That's right. They've been watching and waiting for sure. Stalking these precious kids. Thank you so much. God bless.